Michael, would you lead us in the pledge, please? Yep.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you join me in a word of prayer this morning? Father, we come to you and we thank you for this day. We thank you for your many blessings. We thank you for the freedoms that we have in this country. We ask you, Lord, to keep your hand on the first responders and the people in this county that take care of us. We just ask that you watch over us today as we make decisions, and we just ask that your hand be in those, and we just ask, Lord, that you send the rain that we need for this dry, thirsty land. We also ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Cindy, do we have a quorum?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Yes, you do.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes from our July 27th meeting.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Dara, second by Commissioner Taylor. Approval of the minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda items. Do I hear a motion to have any changes to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, in deference to our visitors, why don't we move B8 up to the top?
Okay.
Second that.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Ezell, second by Commissioner Taylor to move agenda item number 8 up to number 1. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. At this time, where is Mike Espiritu at? Mike, do you want to give us a little report, please, sir?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Happy Thursday. Let me get to my note here. Just a couple of things to update you on. As you may remember, next month we're hosting the SiteLink Forum, bringing site consultants and economic developers across the country right here to Roswell, Chaves County. They'll see different parts of our county as well as attend a conference. About 70 to 80 folks we anticipate will be here for that event. You may have heard, well, I got my things out of order. I apologize, Mr. Chairman. I got so many things to share with you. I just returned from the Takeoff Conference. The Takeoff Conference is an air service conference. As you know, we continue to work to obtain other air service lines to other areas with other carriers. This is one of the 2 conferences I attend every year. We sit across the table directly from the airlines and talk about providing air service to other communities, other cities, if you will, with other airlines besides American. We also meet with American. One company that I met with that shuttered their airline service predominantly in the eastern markets have reopened again, and I had long discussions with the president of that company, and I think there's some possible opportunity to fly his services out of Roswell Air Center to the west, which I think is good. Did meet with some of the other airlines. I won't go into all their names, but one I do want to share with you is American Airlines. I did meet with them just the day before yesterday, and you know, the Phoenix flight's always been a challenge for us, even pre-COVID, and it really boils down to the seats occupied. I know that when I've flown it a few times, not many, that it seemed to be fairly full. But if you looked at the performance of the market for Phoenix, for Roswell, we've underperformed. In fact, we're the least performing location in a regional jet climate, like with the American. So you know that the Phoenix flight's been delayed, and speaking with American, they're unsure when we'll actually receive a return on that. I think they're projecting now January. But it could be longer based upon, obviously, the continued pilot shortage, fuel costs, and also the availability of aircraft. When American lost their contract with Mesa, and they lost a lot of regional jet sized aircraft, and that was the biggest problem that hindered us from getting there. What you may not know, and I didn't know until this week, is that Roswell is considered the smallest service center for American Airlines. So we're the smallest community that they serve. The Dallas markets are still good and strong. We did talk about the changes to hopefully the schedules, because the later it gets, like I got in last night at 11:30, and I'll tell you that that's a tough flight to be on, especially when you're waiting for your bags and everything else and then have to drive home. That we did talk about continuing to change that timing where it's a little bit more better. Because if you looked at the data, when they started moving those times later and later and later, you can see the ridership dropping off. So hopefully they'll take that into consideration, because the data was significant that spoke to that. You may have seen we just had just did the award, state did an award for JTIP funds for Dean Baldwin aircraft painting. Testified with the company. This is her second award. 25 more jobs. Average wage is $16.40 an hour. They have a full benefits package. They're awarded $172,060. So pretty excited about that. When I spoke with Barbara Baldwin, she continues to tell me how much she appreciates having a presence here in New Mexico. She has 5 locations, and she says she believes that Roswell is her best performing location, has the best people. And as you know, she takes some folks that are unskilled right out of high school or off the street, if you will, and gets them some skills and get them a career. There are a number of people over there that are making 6-figure incomes. You probably didn't know that, because she really works towards helping them move ahead and get a career with them. You may have heard about, or may have seen the email about Alpha 5 project. Did y'all know what I'm talking about? Okay, so the Alpha 5 project is a 5-person tandem jump, and it's a kind of like Felix Baumgartner did a few years ago, and Eustis did as well. They are planning a world record jump with 5 people off of a balloon that's, Lieutenant, pretty high, isn't it? Pretty long balloon, nearly 200 to 300 feet long. It's the biggest balloon ever in the country. Special made for this jump. Their window is the middle of September through the middle of October, because it's very weather dependent, obviously, because it's a balloon. But they'll be here this month for some trials. But the big event, as we get closer, you'll hear more about that. But it will be a national media deal. I was on a call last week, and some of the media that'll be involved obviously will be NBC, Fox and Friends, Fox Weather, NBC, KOB, just a bunch of folks. So it's going to be a pretty big deal. So it'll be an early morning launch, and again, depending on the weather. The whole purpose of this project is not just to go set a world record. The purpose is to generate donations to help fund a scholarship program for fallen special operations type forces people and their families. So it's really about giving money back. Their target is $1 million for this jump. We're not involved with that. What our involvement is to work with our EMS services and our PR media, the EDC. That's what we're doing, is trying to help coordinate things on the ground for them. So we look forward to seeing that happen, and it's going to be an interesting event about early one morning. You've probably heard about the Reno Air Race Association, and I know some of you have been involved with that a little bit. I know that Commissioner Dana, you have, thank you. So let me tell you what I can share about that. The Reno Air Racing Association has moved from Reno Airport, Nevada, after being there for nearly 60 years. And why is because the airport and the community desires to develop, and it'll be an encroachment issue. The Reno Air Racing Association has an annual annual event every September, and then they have a mid-year training certification program and other things across the year. The economic impact from the Reno Air Races, according to a study done by the University of Nevada, Reno, is about $100 million in economic impact. The amount of visitors that can come to, that they came in 2019, because last time they did a study, they're doing one this year, the last year. In 19, the number of visitors that came to the community, to their region, was nearly 70,000 people for that one event in September. In the mid-year, the June event, the certification training piece will also bring a number of people in. It's not advertised like that, but the race is. I urge you to look at Reno Air Racing Association. I know Commissioner Dana, you've been there. Take a look at the website. When I first learned about this, I called them, and back in March, and I know that Commissioner Zell, we've talked a little bit about this, but what we've come to is we now have a full team of people, including Commissioner Dana, a full team that we have assembled this amazing proposal, I think, that we sent off to the Reno Air Racing. By the way, I'm going to say RAW because that's what they go by. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it's Reno Air Racing. If they came here, it'll still be RAW, right? It'll be Roswell Air Racing Association. But I think the point is this opportunity is one that the EDC firmly believes it's truly economic development. It's going to help the entire region, not just Roswell, but the entire county and southeast New Mexico. We have letter of support from the governor's office, and of course, you folks did a resolution last month and so on. But our proposal's in, and we've spoken with them a number of times, and we have a team going back up for the races to do intelligence gathering in September, and then we hopefully will be the finalists, which I feel pretty good about, and that's just to get them here. They'll do a site visit, and during the site visit, that's our sales piece, obviously, and then they'll make a decision at the end of December, right before Christmas, and it'll be hopefully a good time for all of us here in southeast New Mexico. Gosh, I think that's all I'm going to share with you today. You have any questions for me? Except for, well, you probably won't hear about Ascend Aviation. I think, Mr. Chairman, you and I spoke about that yesterday or the day before, I forget which, but recently. As you may or may not know, Ascend has made the decision to relocate its hangar program out of Roswell, out of the Air Center. They made the decision after significant deliberation with their board recently, and elected to pull their hangar out of here that they purchased from Rubb Building Systems. In fact, they've already had trucks here moving stuff out of here. So it's a sad thing. They're still going to have a presence here in Roswell, which is good, but it won't be near the impact they have. However, us economic developers, we're very optimistic people, right? That helps set the stage for other things. We already have an area where we can put another big hangar on, and we are working with a company about doing just that. I had a side visit with another company of the bus plant. I've shown that bus plant more times in the past 3 months. I think I did for the first 3 years I was here in Roswell. And this company is coming back for a second visit, so that's a pretty good indicator. And their thought is to purchase, not a lease, but a purchase of the building. And I can't explain exactly what they do yet because I signed the NDA, so I'll be violating that agreement. And I know your attorney would understand that, right? Yeah. So, but it's a pretty good project. They're headquartered in New York, and they have a presence in Phoenix, which they'll probably close down and move here to Travis County, and because they're trying to serve the West Coast markets, and it's really logistics reasons because it's very costly to move their product when they have it fabricated. So, well, that concludes my presentation this morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Entertain any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mike. Anyone have any questions for Mike? Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Brian, do you have something you want to share with us this morning?
Morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Thanks for the opportunity to give a little update on what the Flood Commission has going lately. Firstly, you may remember around this time last year, the Flood Commission entered into an agreement with the NRCS for an emergency watershed protection grant. It looks like we ought to have the final design inbound soon. I got the final cost estimate, which come out to 1.8 million, which is up from 1.3 million that we budgeted for. So we'll have to work that out. Flood control is responsible for 450,000 of that as 25%. I hope to have more info on this by next month. Next, one of the important things we do at flood control is maintain the river channels and drainage channels, retention ponds. That's a year-round ongoing project that we try to keep up with. So we're heavy into that right now, as you know, growing season. Other than that, we've just been business as usual, repairing flood control structures and flood damage all the way from north of town on the Pecos River out to the Penasco near the county line. So we're spread pretty thin, but we have a great group of guys over there, very skilled. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was Dick Smith has come back in the role as a consultant with his business. I don't want to mess this up. Natural Lands Resource Management and Hydrology, LLC. He's going to be advising us on all things hydrology and flood control, which is greatly appreciated. And with that, I'll stand for any questions you might have.
You won't have any questions for Brian? I suggest you write everything down Dick says.
I've been
Make
trying
it
to.
replicate.
I might need to get a tape recorder.
Yeah, record it.
I would too. He's already forgotten more than most of us would ever learn.
Yes, sir. That's the truth.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Tamara, Drew, do y'all have anything y'all want to share with us about the fair and 4-H kids?
Good morning. We do. So we've had a very busy summer and looking forward to the new year kicking off here. We did finish fair a couple of weeks ago. So across the board, we saw an increase in exhibitors in 7 different areas, which is an increase overall of 9% for our kids. The sale brought in a lot of money supporting our kids and the projects that they do. We have 50 of those youth competing at State Fair next year in any area from indoor exhibits to livestock and animals. We did kick off our 4-H day at the library again for the school year here, and we are working with the library in Hagerman to bring those programmings down there as well. In addition to working with the Joy Center in Hagerman to bring monthly adult training to that community as well. So I'm going to let Drew share what he's got going on the ag side.
Yeah. Well, so we're back to pecan weevil season, and so we are hosting some pecan weevil trap workshops again, and so we have one tonight. We're going to have one at the library at the monthly Gardening at the Library program that we set up, and so that'll be 10 o'clock at the library. The first 15 people, households I should say, that show up will leave with a trap. Each one of the workshops that we host, tonight's is at 5:30. We have another one next week on Tuesday at 5:30. We kind of limit that to about 15, otherwise it really drags on, so we keep it about an hour, but everybody that shows up does learn how to build and construct a trap and leaves with a trap and how to utilize it so that we can find these local resident populations of pecan weevil, and then hopefully we can get rid of them with NMDA's help. So that's what we're working on this month, and then we're working on setting up CEUs for November. And really trying to avoid bowling night, because last year we had it on a Thursday, and I had a lot of comments along the lines of, well, I need my CEUs, but it's bowling. So we're really trying to avoid Thursday this year. Any questions for me?
Anyone have any questions for Drew?
I did, on the pecan weevil.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with that population? Do we have any idea? Is it
So,
affecting?
I don't have any updated numbers from NMDA just yet for today, but as far as the traps that we handed out last year, we did find 2 new locations that were confirmed with pecan weevil and are being treated with NMDA's program that they have funded to do free treatments for a homeowner's backyard pecan trees. And I can't remember exactly what the limit is on what they set as far as the production level of trees. I want to say it's 20 trees, but but don't quote me on that number. And so the main purpose is to make sure that the weevil doesn't spread into our production orchards.
So these populations were found in town?
Yeah, so they're predominantly found here in the urban center. So how the pecan weevil came in is somebody purchased some pecan trees from Texas, brought them in, planted them, and within the soil profile were some pecan weevils that emerged. And so Texas, the pecan weevil is rampant in a lot of the native states and ranges where pecan trees are native. Pecan weevil is found pretty easily, but it is considered the most detrimental insect pest of pecans. And so we didn't have it here in New Mexico. It's one of the reasons why our production is so high. We have less acreage of pecans in the state of New Mexico than Texas, but we whip them every year in production. And one of the big reasons are the pests and diseases that we don't have here in New Mexico. And so this is why we really want to stop this and keep the weevil from spreading outside of homeowners' backyards. It is going to be a multi-year program to really do it just because of the biology of the weevil itself.
I'm glad to hear you're fixing Texas problems in New Mexico.
We try.
Anyone else? Thank you, Drew.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, I'd like to point out that we just signed the papers for a new place for Cooperative Extension Service to move into. So we're going to be working with Drew and Tamara and their staff to figure out how to move forward with the remodel design so that it best suits their needs. And that just happened Friday. So.
And we're very excited about that and very thankful for that. And looking forward to working with y'all and getting that set up. The new facilities are really going to be a big help, and I really think it will help further our programming. And we appreciate your trust and faith in us and the work that we're doing here to help us with that and get us a new building. So we really do appreciate that. Also, on a side note, if anybody knows somebody looking for a job, the 4-H position is posted and up right now and ready for anybody to apply.
Okay.
Oh, and thank you for Keep Chaves County Beautiful. Our master gardeners are working on another project at the Triangle Garden here in town.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Okay. Barbara Gomez, do you want to talk to us about Main Street, Roswell?
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Thank you so much for allowing me to come this morning. First of all, I wanted to send you greetings from Main Street, Roswell. And one of the biggest things I wanted to do this morning is to thank you so much, Chaves County. We just completed the Alien Fest on June 30th all the way to July the 2nd. And it was held this year on 3 blocks, everything from 2nd Street, 3rd Street, and 4th Street in front of the Chaves County Courthouse lawn. And I have to tell you, the most popular ground zero place to be was at the courthouse lawn. Everybody wants to be there. As a matter of fact, the city had some vendors right across the street from us over at Pioneer Plaza, and a lot of them were coming over there saying, how do we get over here next year? We don't want to be on the other side. We want to be on this side. So we're really excited that went really, really well. And you may or may not have heard, but I know that the city of Roswell is working on some changes to the UFO Festival to make it more inclusive with Main Street and with the community. So as they're going forward on that and creating some type of a task force to figure out how to make it more a unified event that'll be better for the whole city. But I did want to extend a big thank you to Chaves County. I have to tell you, there isn't a time that I've called anybody at Chaves County that they haven't stepped up. I mean, I call Bill Williams, and he's always ready to help me with any questions. Emma, I think her last name's Rodriguez or Dominguez, I think. Dominguez. She's with your permitting, and she is so helpful, always willing to help me. This year, we worked a little bit with Scott Massey, and any questions that we had, electricity, anything that we had, he was willing to help us. We also had the help of Joe West. They made sure that we had, roll-offs out there to make sure that we picked up the trash. We also were very, very thankful to the Chaves County Sheriff's Department. They helped us this year with the parade. And I don't know if you're aware of this, I think you probably are, but they are the most popular law enforcement in town. I mean, they came down the streets, they had like 3 or 4 trucks out there, they had the lights going. I could hear everybody clapping for Chaves County sheriffs, and then even whenever they were stopped in their trucks, kids were coming up and talking to Mike and just hanging out his window going, Mike, 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 you know, high-fiving him and everything. And that's huge to me, because I had both the Ross Police Department there, which I thank them as well, but Chaves County just had a different feel with the city overall. So thank you to those guys as well. I also wanted to let you know about our upcoming event, which is, I don't have the newest poster, but this is our 30th annual Chili Cheese Festival. And this one is, this year we're working on making, this is going to be happening September the 22nd and 23rd. And we've always tried to focus on agriculture and farming and the dairy industry here, but we really want to blow it out this year and really include more than what we've done before. So we always, like I said, we really want to do a shout out and honor, you know, our roots, which is the agricultural roots, farmers, ranchers. We also want to, you know, put a shout out there also for the Mexican influence and cowboys within our area. You know, that's who Chaves County is. We will be highlighting chili. We will be roasting chili on the courthouse lawn. We are also going to have a pecan pie contest. So if you guys make really good pecan pies, you might want to get into that contest. We're also going to have a green chili stew contest. And we're very thankful this year and that the dairy industry is really stepping up to help us this year. We have a mobile cow milking demonstration that's coming back this year, so that's going to be really exciting because they come in with a trailer, they have a real cow, they have their own handouts, and so I'm also going to work with the local dairy people to see if maybe they can provide maybe some chocolate milk or white milk for kids that are going to be standing around there. So it's going to be really, really fun for them. This year we want to incorporate kind of a tractor parade to include cowboys and to show off some of our tractors here. I think that the kids really, just like the fire trucks, they are really in awe of those type of things, tractors, and so we want to include them. And as far as entertainment goes, we're going to bring in more country this year. Last year we kind of got off track. I don't think the person that was working with us understood that we didn't want rock. We don't want that. We want country. We really want that to be a focal point of who we are and what we do. And so we're going to be doing some country swing. Maybe even Tina might be able to help us this year. And we're hoping to bring in what I'm calling a country swing band, which is a bigger band with, you know, at least 5 to 10 people. And that'll be happening on Saturday night. So we're working on those details as well. We hope to have side entertainments like with ropers and dancers and folklóricos. So I'm hoping that you guys will make plans to attend. And again, we thank you so much from Main Street Roswell and the Board of Directors for allowing us to use the Chaves County Courthouse lawn. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Barbara.
Does anybody have any questions for me?
Does anyone have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Terry, Bess, do you have anything you want to share with us? No? Okay. Thank you. Just give you that opportunity. Okay. We have some gentlemen with us this morning that want to visit with us. And I'm going to ask Stephen McCutcheon if you want to come up and if you got to visit with us this morning about the Senate seat. Yeah, please give your name and address for this, please.
Sure. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I'm grateful to be here today. My name is Stephen McCutcheon. I'm from Eddy County, District 42. Senator Gay Kernan has stepped down from her post, and now it's everybody's distasteful duty to go through the process of appointment to put somebody in that position. I don't know that any of us really agree with the process that we have. We believe the voters should be involved and then make the decisions. But as a former county commissioner, I know your position and do respect the process that we have to go through. I've got a wife and 4 kids down there in Eddy County. Kids are ranging from anywhere from 10, or from 11, I guess, 10, 7, and 2. So we've even got some small ones at the house that are, keep things youthful around there. I've been married to my wife Lisa for about 13 years now, and we've ranched and been able to be fortunate enough to build and sell a couple of businesses over the past several years, and have now turned all of our efforts really to ranching and agriculture, and dealing with oil field and trespass and things like that. So as far as my political career, I was Eddy County Commissioner for about 4 years down there. And when I was elected, we had a $6 million deficit. And when I left, we had a $72 million surplus. Now, I'm not saying that was all Stephen McCutcheon's doing, but we did manage things extremely fiscally responsible, and with a little uptick in markets and coming through COVID and those things like that, we were able to end on a really positive note. I'd say my political, probably my political mantra is that if a third of the people don't hate you, you're not doing anything. And so we expect about a third of the people not to like what we're doing, but you got to gauge how you're doing by the third of the people that don't like you. I would say that my titles would be politically, I would be a strong conservative, I'd be an individual patriot, and then the Republican would be third on the list. You know, there's been little opposition me running for this seat. I didn't think would be the case. I have only respect for Senator Scott, but there's been some political opposition, and many of you on the commission have been reached out by the Republican Party. But I'm going to ask you guys to make your own decision. I would refuse to kiss the ring of Republican royalty and Jim Townsend, those who have sought not to keep this appointment. I mean, when it really doesn't make any sense, because we have Senator Scott, and he's done a tremendous job in the Senate. I'll bet if him and I were to line up and vote, I'd probably vote about 95 or 97% right alongside with him on everything. We agree on most all, and he's got extreme experience. He's got good influence. He's got a lot of knowledge, and he's got a lot of respect up there in Santa Fe. But Senator Scott brings a specific demographic with him. And the Republicans recycle the same candidate over and over and over to the same detriment every time. I'm younger, I've got different experience. I believe I would bring a different demographic along with me, different persuasion, and different ways of going about things. And would hope if I gain the appointment, which Eddy County set my name up, so my name will be posted on the governor's desk along with Senator Scott's. But I would hope to be able to learn from him and work alongside him if I had the appointment. If y'all have any questions for me, I'd be happy to take them. If you want to know some of my pet political projects or what we're working on these days, I'd sure be happy to answer any questions and see if I could tell you guys a little bit more who I am if you've got those questions for me.
Thank you, Steve. Anyone have any questions?
Mr. Chair, if you are not appointed, do you intend to run for the seat?
So my intent, if I were appointed to, would be to run for the seat and keep it. If I'm not appointed, I'm not sure what other political opportunities would be expedient at the time. So I just have to make that decision at the time. But if I was appointed, I would run for re-election for sure.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Steve. Anyone else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. I see Mr. Scott in the crowd.
Good morning, Commissioners. And I certainly do appreciate the Freudian slip from Mr. McCutcheon. I am Larry Scott, State Representative from District 62, which is Hobbs and Central Lee County. Now, I brought some prepared remarks with me this morning, but they would not be substantially different from the presentation that I gave to y'all several weeks ago. So I thought what I would like to leave you with is the reason that I am standing for this appointment. And the reason that I would like this opportunity is that I believe I can make a difference. I've made a difference in the House with colleagues like Greg Nybert and Candy Zell and Jim Townsend. We have managed on defense, and we have to play defense because both in the House and the Senate, we are in about a 1/3, 2/3 minority. But we've made a difference. And I think as one voice out of 42 instead of one voice out of 70, I can make a bigger difference. Now, I'm going to use the energy sector as my example because that is where I believe my colleagues acknowledge me as a person with some significant expertise by virtue of education and business experience. A month ago, I was asked to participate on a panel at the annual meeting of the Independent Petroleum Association. And during that panel discussion, I asked the audience, by a show of hands, could you tell me what the first words would come to your mind if I say fossil fuels? Think about that. And then I followed that up with how many of you used climate change as the first word that comes to your mind when you hear the term fossil fuels. Not one hand in that room went up. Had I been in the House of Representatives, had I been in the New Mexico Senate, 2/3 of those hands would have raised with climate change as a consequence of fossil fuels. That is the mindset in Santa Fe. That is our current public policy. Commissioners, I've argued on the floor of the House that if public policy in this state took us back to the Stone Age, using donkey carts for transportation and cow manure dried for fuel, we could not alter the course of the climate change that I believe is coming. We can't. That's not speculation, it's not conjecture, it is a mathematical fact. What we as public policy makers have to do is give our constituents the education and the tools and the prosperity to overcome and adapt to whatever climate change may be coming. That is the message that I take to Santa Fe. And that carries over into education, it carries over into tax policy, it carries over into fiscal responsibility, state spending, it carries over into accountability for those precious tax dollars that we spend. I have made a difference. I would like to have a greater impact. And again, that's why I'm here before you today. I'd ask for your consideration and support. And with all that, I now stand for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Anyone have any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I'll ask Representative Scott the same question. If you are not appointed, do you intend to run for the seat?
Commissioner, the reasons that I am trying to serve do not change, whether I'm appointed to this position or would have to run for it next June. It would be my intention to seek the seat, whether I'm a sitting senator or a candidate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Is there anyone else here today that's seeking this seat that wants to speak, that's running? Okay, seeing none, I want to thank both of you gentlemen for being here today and stepping up and for our state and for what we represent in southeastern New Mexico, and I personally want to thank you for that. It's not an easy thing to do, to put yourself on the line, so thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, having received the resignation of New Mexico Senator Gay Kernan on June 28, 2023, and as required by the New Mexico Constitution, Article 4, State Statute 4, it is incumbent upon the Chaves County Board of Commissioners to send forth the name of a nominee to the Governor of the State of New Mexico for this elected official to complete the term, which will end December 31st, 2024. Staff recommends a nomination to be sent to the Governor on behalf of Chaves County. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we moved agenda item number 8 up to number 1, Commissioners. So anyway, I'm going to open the floor for nomination.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Ezell.
I move that Chaves County send the name of Larry Scott to the governor to be, as our recommendation, to fill the vacancy in Senate District 42?
42.
42.
I second that.
A motion by Commissioner Ezell, a second by Commissioner Taylor for the nomination of Representative Larry Scott to fill this position in the seat of 42. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
And again, thank you both for being here.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to move on to agenda item, would be agenda item number 2 now. Agreement A-22-033 between Chaves County and ASA Architects, amendment number 2 request.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. On April 17th, 2022, Chaves County Board of Commissioners awarded contract A-22-003 for design professional services of our Public Health Office to ASA Architects. Contract Amendment 2 to the agreement, A-22-003, is an exhibit insert of Exhibit 3-E, which is required by the DFA Office for CDBG project number 22-C-NR-I-03-G-08. There are not any further changes to the scope of the agreement. Staff has reviewed the proposed contract amendment and recommends approval.
What does it do?
It's just part of the process is what we're learning. It's an exhibit that, Mac, do you want to elaborate a little bit more on it? It's a form pretty much.
It's an exhibit to ensure that we're complying along with DFA for all the CDBG requirements.
Yes.
It doesn't change materially the contract at all.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
That's what I was hoping.
It's just part of the process. Yes, sir.
Formality.
Okay.
We should all remember all the trees that had to die for this
Yes.
exhibit amendment.
Yes.
Climate change. Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of amendment number 2 to agreement A-22-003.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Ezell, second by Commissioner Dana for approval of agreement A-22-003. All in favor say aye.
Approval.
Aye.
Amendment, I'm sorry.
Amendment.
Cindy, did you get that? Okay. Motion carries.
Aye.
Got it. Thank you.
Sorry. Agenda item number 3, agreement A-23-032.
Okay. So this item, if you remember last month, was brought to you as an emergency procurement for CCDC for inmate medical services. So now today I'm bringing before you the contract negotiations that we went through, and it's, let me find the approval of agreement A-23-032, which is with Roadrunner. So the contract term for this will be August 17th, 2023, if accepted, and gone through June 30th of 2024. A formal RFP solicitation will be published upon the expiration of this contract to remove Travis County from the emergency procurement. And I'll stand for any questions on the agreement if you have any.
Anyone have any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept agreement A-23-032 EM-24-1 inmate medical services emergency procurement. Approval of A-23-032 with Roadrunner Health Services.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Ezell for approval of agreement A-23-032 EM-241. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 4, resolution R-23-039.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. As to agenda item number 4, resolution R-23-039, approval for DWI special application for fiscal year 24. The Chavez County DWI program would like the approval to submit the fiscal year 24 local grant DWI special application. This application will be requesting an additional $77,000 for prevention, treatment, evaluation, and alternative sentencing components. The application will fund the project year October 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. Staff recommends approval.
Anyone have any questions for Ms. Ellie?
Mr. Chairman, go ahead.
Where does the money come from?
From the Department of Finance Administration.
Okay,
from
so it's
DFA.
state money?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I move we accept resolution R-23-039 approval for DWI special application for FY24.
I second.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Perry for approval of resolution R-23-039. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay. Agenda item number 5, resolution R-23040, suspending the minimum penalty requirements of the property tax code. Go ahead.
Actually, Charlotte's going to do that.
There you are.
Good morning, Mr.
Snuck
Chairman,
up
Commissioners. If I may, just briefly, I would like to introduce my
Yes.
new Chief Deputy Treasurer, Ms. Chanel West Ray.
All right.
And if the name sounds familiar, like I said, she is the daughter of Mr. Joe West and also the Mrs. to our IT Director, Andrew Ray.
Welcome aboard.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
She does come with us with considerable experience. I know she's going to be a tremendous asset to the Treasurer's Office.
All right.
Okay, this agenda item is Resolution R-23040. This is the resolution that I bring before you every year. This is to suspend the minimum penalty payments or requirements of the property tax code. Essentially, what it does is it eliminates the $5 requirement that we assess on $5 bills, $5 tax bills. Without that, they would be assessed a $5 penalty after the 30-day delinquent date, where a $100 bill would be assessed $1. Our collections are very high. We've been maintaining over 99%. For the past 10 years, it's at 99.38%. And we don't feel this is really necessary to impose this additional tax. And we are requesting approval of the resolution to suspend the minimum payment penalty. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you, Charlotte. Commissioner Perry, does that answer your question?
It very much does.
Okay. Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of Resolution R-23-040, authorizing suspending the minimum penalty requirements of the property tax code.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Taylor, second by Commissioner Ezell for approval of Resolution R-23-040. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Motion carries.
Thank
Agenda
you.
item
Thank you.
number 6.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 6 is Resolution R-23-041, which supports the referendum project. This resolution would support the grassroots movement and allow 6 individual pieces of legislation passed in the 56th legislative session of the state of New Mexico to be decided by referendum if they meet the petition signature requirements. And y'all may have seen this, an article about this in last week's newspaper. Roswell Daily Record had Representative Nybert speaking in support of this as well. And if it's all right, I'll go ahead and read that resolution. Thank you. Resolution R-23-041, supporting the referendum project. Whereas the Constitution of the State of New Mexico reserves power to the people to disapprove, suspend, and annul laws enacted by the legislature through a referendum process, and whereas a petition for referendum articulates specific legislation to be rendered to a direct decision by the general electorate, and whereas residents in all counties throughout the state may engage, gather, organize, and collaborate with citizens throughout the state in order to execute a petition for a statewide referendum, and whereas the referendum project is comprised of 6 separate pieces of legislation that were passed during the 56th legislative session of the state of New Mexico, and whereas these laws are perceived as clear and direct usurpations of parental rights over minor children, threats to the integrity of election outcomes, and violations of individual rights to free speech, and whereas the New Mexico Secretary of State has deemed these 6 pieces of legislation exempt from the referendum project, asserting they will provide for public peace, health, and safety, and whereas it is inherent that all registered and eligible voters within each county be granted their right to petition for referendum, and whereas the voice of the people should not be so easily dismissed by any individual or group within the state. Now, therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Chaves County, New Mexico, that it philosophically supports the right of any person residing within the state to participate in the referendum process as guaranteed by the Constitution of the State of New Mexico. And number 2, recognizes, applauds, and supports the participation efforts of Chaves County residents in the petitions, and encourages all residents to engage in the statewide processes of government exercised by the people. Done the 17th day of August 2023, Board of Chaves County Commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Commissioners, any comments?
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of R-23-041, supporting the referendum project.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Taylor, second by Commissioner Dana for approval of resolution in support of R-23-041, supporting the referendum project. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
And I would encourage anybody that is unfamiliar with this process to get familiar with it, and to, if you agree, execute all 6 petitions.
I know there's a lot of people who's worked hard on this and worked to get a lot of signatures and support, and I applaud that for the time that you spent and worked on all this. It's been very important to our state, very important to our county, and it's a very important issue. Thank you very much. Thank you for what you're doing. Okay, agenda item number 7. Matt.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Agenda item number 7 is a request for out-of-state travel. Sierra Volunteer Fire Department is requesting approval for out-of-state travel for 2 of their firefighters to attend the EMS World Expo. The event will take place in New Orleans, Louisiana from Monday, September 18th to Friday, September 22nd. Chief Matt Ford and Aaron Kraft, licensed paramedics, will attend the conference and use the 17th and 23rd as travel days. Expenses associated with this request will be paid for through an estate donation to the department. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you, Mac. Commissioners?
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of agenda item now number 7.
Yep.
Approving the request for out-of-state travel for Chief Ford and Aaron Kraft to the EMS World Expo in New Orleans.
I second.
Motion by Commissioner Ezell, second by Commissioner Perry for approval of request of out-of-state travel. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item number 8.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, the new agenda item number 8 is an appointment of members to the Joy Center Board of Directors. 3 members of the Joy Center Board of Directors are appointed by Chaves County. Presently, those members are Ms. Rita Kane Dorhofer, Mr. Robert McCray, and Ms. Phyllis Fix. Ms. Dorhofer, who is a Chaves County representative on the board, is terming out in August of 2023. Monica Duran, Executive Director of Chaves County Joy Centers Incorporated, has requested that Chaves County Board of Commissioners appoint an individual to fill the position to represent the senior citizens of Chaves County. Staff would recommend that the Board of Commissioners appoint another board member or a board member. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we appoint Ms. Rita Kane Dorhofer to the Joy Center Board of Directors.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Taylor to appoint Ms. Rita Kane Dorhofer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I had a whole bunch of things I wanted to tell you.
We already know. We already know.
But she will have a chance in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll hear it here in a little, just a minute. Agenda item number 9. Okay, we've already done that. All right.
Yep.
So, approval of checks.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of checks in the amount of $2,150,152.42.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Taylor, second by Commissioner Dana for approval of checks. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Approval of reports.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve reports.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Perry for approval of reports. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Unscheduled communications are limited to 3 minutes per visitor and not to exceed 15 minutes, and no formal action will be taken by the commission. Yes, ma'am. Name and address, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and fellow, well, I'm not a commissioner, but I am part of Chaves County. Anyway, Rita Kane Dorhofer, very narrow, unstriped Chicago Cubs mailbox, Mark Road. Thank you for your faith in me, but I wanted to let you know that we are looking to do things every morning at the Joy Center. We have bingo on Tuesday starting at 10:30. We have disco dancing on Thursday at 10:30. I'm getting chair yoga, of which Commissioner Dare is going to help me do. We've gotten internet out there since I have been on this board. We have repainted the Joy sign. We have so many projects going. We planted flowers and trees out there. We're getting ready to, are you ready? Paint rocks. We are getting ready to paint rocks out there. The only things that we don't have done are the tiles in the bathroom, and the dishwasher is not hooked up, the toaster is not hooked up, and we still have 5 broken windows, but we're working on that. But I wanted to talk to you about Keep Chaves County Beautiful. The other thing that I do for Chaves County, by the way, I hope you like my shirt. Thank you, Mac. Thank you, Mac. We do Keep Chaves County Beautiful was at the Alien Fest. 60 trash cans, over 1,000 trash bags, and it was stolen. 70 red rubber bands were stolen. People were taking them right off the trash cans. I know, they loved them, Commissioner Ezell. They love them, and they were taking them right off of the trash cans. We provided trash along with Ellie left, along with the detention people from all the courts that are here in Chaves County. We are there every Saturday morning with our trash cans, our bags, and our rubber bands. We will be there for the chili cheese. We will be there doing trash, and I have to ask Joe. Joe, you're going to leave the roll-off there for us, aren't you? Thank you. He never says no to me. Also, we got our grant. Thank you. Yes, we got our grant, and I had to make 2 mandarin orange triple sack cakes. One, because the finance committee is going to do whatever I asked them to do. They're already doing it. And then there was Anna. Anna, you got your piece of cake? Yes. She's going to do all the paints for my rock painting with the lovely little children at the Boys and Girls Club. But we're going to be painting rocks at different places also. We are getting, Scott Massey is not here, probably because I woke him up at 4 o'clock in the morning, letting him know about the water that's running all over I send he and Mark pictures at 3:45 almost every morning, saying we've got to fix the water that's out there, because I water the 2 pots there. We've got three Crimson King red maple trees at $500 each on the courthouse lawn. We have got 30, maybe only 28, but we have 30 purple sage that's going to go on the Virginia side. We've got money for youth employment, and we have money for the painting materials for the kids. And yeah, because they don't like to do so much for seniors, but what the state doesn't know won't hurt them. But we would like to involve everybody in our county, from seniors to middle-aged people and to the kids. And guess who helps me all the time? Commissioner Dara. She comes out there and she helps and she protects me from the children. Oh, that needs a lot of protection. And that's what Keep Chaves County is doing. We also are doing the little triangle, which is actually, it's in Chaves County, but it's in Roswell. And we're going to help them because that is a disgusting little triangle. Yeah.
It's getting better. It's getting better. And it's going to be even better because of your support.
I like Drew.
Which triangle?
The triangle that's by Cahoon Park.
Cahoon? Okay.
by Cahoon Park. We did not get the tree, we did not get the bench, but I think I know where I can get a tree and a bench at a reasonable price, which is free.
Bolt cutters.
We don't do that.
Okay, sorry.
Keep Chaves County Beautiful is above board.
Absolutely.
So, yes. So, thank you for signing everything,
Thank
and
you.
thank you, commissioners, for going to approve it next meeting. Annabelle, I can't thank you enough for what you're going to do, what you've already done for us. Anna, thank you for helping. George is on our board. George is there. She's in the back, and so is Will. That was my support group. And Pat in the back, we were all support group for me today. Anyway, does anybody have any questions? Oh, I told you we got the internet, and I'm downloading. I didn't download. Sean downloaded yoga in a chair, and I have to figure out how to put it in my computer so I can get it from the computer into this little thing so I can bring it out there. I don't know, but we'll be working on it. Yeah. Yes, Commissioner.
Yoga in a chair and disco.
Yes.
Is there some cake involved in this?
You mean like, well, I'm going out there tomorrow because I went out there and they all said that they wanted me back. So I'm going to make, I think, a rum or a bourbon cake out.
That's what I was afraid.
So anyway, and we're just going to have a good old time. Dara and I are going to be painting the rocks the day that they have fish. Do I roll my eyes right? Oh my God, the fish is horrible. So we will be bringing pizzas in for them, and they love it. They are a good group, and we are getting more and more people coming out to the Midway Joy Center because of the programs we're doing.
Thank you, Rita. Thank
Yeah,
you for
well,
everything.
I'd like those people out there. So if nobody has any questions, I'll go back and behave myself in the back of the room. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, how are the Cubs?
You mean
Oh, they
the
did?
awesomeness of the Chicago Cubs that beat his team 3 out of 4 in Chicago and 3 out of 4 in St. Louis? You mean those Cubs? And where's my Cubs hat?
Bless you.
Mm-hmm.
Contact his lawyer.
But I will say we did lose all 3 games to the Houston Astros.
Oh, wow. Oh,
And
wow.
unfortunately, beating the Cardinals is nothing to brag about. We're terrible
Smack
this year.
talks. Hey, I'm not nearly as fun as that. Mine's a little bit more boring. But I wanted to talk to you and show you the report that you may have seen last month. I wasn't here to kind of explain it to you. But I'm now going to start inserting a purchasing bid, RFP, sole source, or emergency register, which will let you know what we've got coming out of the procurement office. So we'll start with ITBs. Those are any bids that we currently have going, whether it's pending documentation or whether the bid is already open. As of right now, we have the PVRCC construction bid, which is open and advertised, so we're waiting for that. Next, we'll have the RFPs, which we've got the junior bills for the youth club and the youth club mentoring services. Both of those are currently open, so we'll be waiting for proposals on the due date of that. And then sole sources, there's the list of the sole source procurements that we've already done throughout the year. Emergency, as you know, the inmate medical service. And yeah, I just want to let you know that the report, you'll be seeing it now in your reports.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yes, thank you. That's great.
Anyone else? Name and address, please.
Marvin Clements, 6102 Kincaid. I've come up here several times and keep saying the same old thing. I'm going to change it up a little bit. I want to thank the road department for doing a real good job of chip sealing out there in our area. They're really nice guys. They worked hard. They got it all done. It looks real good. But back in December of last year, I was in the front page of the newspaper saying, right here, you guys are going to start passing out citations. Nothing has changed. There's junk cars out there, people living in all these motorhomes. people coming and going all this time, shoplifting from Allsup's, running straight down my alley. When the people at Allsup say, oh, they went to that house, the sheriff shows up at my house, knocks on the door. Hey, what's going on here? This stuff's got to stop. The people living in all these camp trailers, they're the ones that's doing the stealing. Down there, down the road, Ryan Street, all these people are just adding on to their camp trailers and doing whatever. Nobody is enforcing the ordinances that we have. We got people living out there, homeless people, I guess. They burned a house down right there on the corner of Lee and Hobson last week. All these people, junk cars. People got 15 junk cars in their driveway. All these people living in these homeless, whatever, on this property, nobody's doing anything. It says right here that you're going to start passing out citations. If you pass out citations, then we ought to see some kind of results. Something. Well, I see nothing. Can anybody explain to me why I can't see any results? I don't know what else to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clemens. Anyone else? Okay, we're going to move on to our county manager's communications.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I always say, it's really nice to see public participation when the room's full of people, standing room only. That means that people are involved in it, and we need more of that. I'd like to see that every meeting. Have to build a bigger chamber, but that'd be worth it. Mike Espiritu mentioned the Alpha 5 project and the balloon. He was a little mistaken on the size of the balloon. The meeting we went to, they said that the balloon is the 5th largest balloon in the world, and it's the biggest balloon that's currently in the United States. And it's a 250-foot balloon, so nearly a football field-sized balloon. It's going to be anchored at New Mexico Military Institute. It's going to be leaving the ground early that morning, so hopefully it won't create a whole lot of problems, but it might be pretty interesting. I believe that the launch date is September the 14th or 15th, depending on weather. But they'll be doing a lot of practice runs and stuff, not with that balloon, but with some smaller balloons and some other efforts. But it sounds like quite the show. About Reno Air Racing Association, which soon we hope will be Roswell Air Racing Association. I have a barn that sits right directly under the antenna that you have to line up to the runway with. You go near that antenna, and I guess it gives you an arrow that says turn left or turn right to get in line with the airport. And so they fly directly over my barn most times. So I'll be putting a banner up there welcoming rah-rah to our communities. Hopefully, as they fly in, because they're all flight people, they'll see that and say, boy, that barn needs to be fixed. But anyway, Detention Center published a video last night. They put it on Facebook about 5 o'clock last night. Mr. Briscoe and Mr. McLean both posted on their website. Both of them this morning at 7 o'clock when I looked at it had over 600 views of that. It's been shared 30, 40 times. I mean, we got thousands of people looking at the opportunity to go to work for our detention facility. It was done by the staff in-house. They did a really good job. They did the script themselves. There's just a real excitement out there about working there again. Staff's involved. They're trying to get their friends. There were a lot of good comments on their internet postings. And so we're really excited about the changes and the staff and the buy-in that our staff has. Road Department, they always do some good stuff. I know Mr. Clements mentioned it, and I know that they had some other issues out there with people peeling out on the gravel and stuff afterward, and thanks to the Sheriff's Department for trying to make that stop. Also, the Road Department, little known fact, they assist quite a lot at the county fair. They hauled a lot of water out there, did some other things for them, mosquitoes control, And they do that every year, and want to thank you guys for doing that, continuing to be a part of our Chaves County Fair. It's so important to us. I want to give a shout out to Stan. He works really hard for us all the time, but he seems to have been pretty busy the last few weeks with our new medical provider contract. He had a lot to do on that. He worked on a waiver for our video people to sign that we could use their likeness on billboards or in videos. He's just constantly doing one. Was in a hearing, I believe, earlier this week. He's just really stepped up, and we really appreciate that. And, you know, everybody can't win, Stan, sorry. I mean, Rita's feeling your pain, I know. But, and other than that, we have a meeting in Alamogordo tomorrow, the 4 counties that are trying to make our voices heard against the U.S. Forest Service and their potential plan to make as much as 403,000 acres of land within our 4 counties, Otero, Lincoln, Eddy, and Chaves, into wilderness areas. Once they're wilderness areas, they can't be turned back. I mean, this is a lifetime thing. They used a flawed process to determine these 403,000 acres, and we really believe that they need to go back to square one, follow their own processes, not just put things on a list and then say, well, we didn't choose them this time. No, but they're on a list, and so 5 years from now you can say, oh, we have a pre-approved list here. Let's condemn essentially all 400,000 acres that are left, and we don't have any say in the matter. So the 4 counties are fighting the Forest Service on multiple levels to get this to stop. If they follow the proper procedures and they deem them as potential wilderness areas, that's fine, but they haven't done that. We also have the support from, I talked to Lee County yesterday. They're planning to be a part of this. Eddy County's always helping it. Well, they're involved in it. But anyway, we have a lot of support from other counties. We have their back when they have a problem. They have our back when we have a problem, and we really appreciate that. That's all I have. Thank you guys very much for all the hard decisions that you make and all the support you give to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Commissioner Perry.
It was a pleasure today, I thought, to be a part of 2 processes, and I wish everybody hadn't left in the back, but the referendum process, that project is neat because I think it gives the citizens of the state a voice outside of the elected officials and what has been done sometimes that may not be viewed friendly upon in some parts of the world that goes on in Santa Fe. So I really appreciate that effort and those people for showing up and doing the things that they're doing. I fully support that. And then the nomination for Senate Seat 42, that's another group process that we're involved in. That's going to be the next voice in the legislation. So it's neat for us to hear those discussions from those people and be, at least have an active role in that selection process. Hope it goes the way we want it to go. We've got some great candidates that are going to go before the governor, and I hope she does the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Taylor.
I would agree with Commissioner Perry on the referendum. I think it's very important that people learn, educate themselves on this process and realize that the people do have a voice if they're not satisfied, that they can use this referendum and then have all the people vote on it. I think it's a great opportunity, and we can't have just one person saying, no, you can't do it. I think it has to be open, and we have the ability to challenge something that goes against our philosophies. And I would say, I think the nomination of Mr. Scott to fill Senator Kernan's spot is a very positive thing. Of course, we're still up to the governor to make the final appointment, but we do hope that she will listen to our recommendations. And I just, again, want to thank all our staff for all the great work they do here in the county.
Mr. Dana.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I too thank you, Bill, for working on that resolution for us to support the referendum project. I know you worked on that, and I appreciate that. And two, hopefully, like Commissioner Taylor said, hopefully the governor will listen to our recommendations that, from the 3 counties. I just want to talk a little bit about our subcommittee, Behavioral Health Subcommittee, our city-county collaborative. We were called the other day, and there is hopefully an old motel that is going to be donated to, we're not sure which entity is going to take it, and hopefully make that into some transitional housing, and also have some behavioral health in that area too, and hopefully kind of help some of the people that I know businesses are frustrated with the homeless population, and we're trying to kind of help in this area maybe, because a lot of them are just people that have had, come up on hard times. Maybe they need to get their meds straightened out, but we don't have any long-term in the state of New Mexico. That went away many years ago. So we're kind of hoping with the collaborative effort between city and county and the opioid funding that we can kind of help work with the entities and make it some transitional housing, and also kind of a one-stop shop area in downtown Roswell, kind of to where we can help some of these people and get them back into a life and make them into productive citizens again. And on the Reno Air Show, that's been a fun journey. Our proposal that EDC worked on and the committee worked on is fantastic. I mean, one of the directors came out and looked at the airport, looked at different places here in Chaves County. He was just absolutely blown away with what we could do. We used to host an air show for many, many, many years, so we already know how to do it. What's nice is their group comes in, sets everything up. We just have our fire, our EMS, our law enforcement, our volunteers kind of help out. But it's a wonderful program. Like I said, my husband and I went in 2013. Just absolutely impressive. I call it NASCAR in the air. I mean, these guys are fantastic. It'll knock your socks off. So I am hoping that we will get that here, because the economic development alone will be fantastic for Chaves, Eddy, Lincoln, Lee. I mean, it'll affect New Mexico in ways that you won't believe. It is such a neat thing for Chaves County. So I hope that with our proposal and the committee will at least take a look at us, and we will have the Roswell Air Show races here in 2025. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And Chaves County, keep Chaves County beautiful. We'll do the trash.
Yes, we will.
Thank you. Commissioner Ezell.
Again, I echo the previous comments. So Mr. Clements doesn't leave here without anything. Where are we? I know Lewis was coordinating with the Sheriff's Department on citations. Have we finalized that? And I guess the main question is, if we're writing citations, what are the courts doing with them?
Mr. Chairman, Lieutenant Ray might be more able to talk about any citations they've issued, but I know that the sheriff and Lewis have talked. Lewis has been out there multiple times. He's asked for assistance from the sheriff. The sheriff, I know, has been out there multiple times and talked to people and kind of tried to steer some things different direction. But as far as actual number of citations, I don't know. And I can find that out and let you know. And I agree with you. So, I mean,
okay,
I believe, if I may interject, I visited with Lewis last week because I was traveling down South Main Street and saw a dumpster out there, and somebody was taking apart a mobile home. And that was a result of, I don't know if a citation, but a letter from Lewis's office that those people were given and were actually having to remove, it looked like 2 mobile homes, place them in dumpsters. But I think what you're talking about, we all want to see get better. We all want to look better. I think there's a proper process, and I also think the city's looking at putting together a committee to make some kind of project on that pathway, or because it could very much affect the look of the rah-rah races that are looking to come here. We're a year and a half out. We want to make our country, our place look good. So I think there's going to be a concerted effort between the city and the county very soon.
That's what I want. Clean the neighborhoods up so we don't have to look at traffic and drive down the road. Jump cars, 15, one out. Why does anybody need 15 jump cars? Thank you.
That's all.
That's all, okay. Well, thank you. Thank everybody for their participation today and being here and being part of the process, and always staff, thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for all the comments. I don't have anything else that I can add that would be of value, I don't think, but thank you guys for being part of this, and we're going to adjourn to sign documents.